So hi everyone, so thanks for joining me today on another photo walk. Today I'm shooting with my Olympus TG-5, and all of the video and pictures and everything will be straight out of camera. So again, this is the only camera I brought with me because this is part of my personal project to really get to know this camera inside and out. But that said, I'm in Old Town Herndon, and right here is a caboose of some kind. So I'm going to try and get a shot of this. And with a little bit of snow, this might be kind of a nice shot. It's just going to be hard to isolate it from all of the surroundings, but I'll see what I can do with this one. Let's take a look at it through the viewfinder, or the back of the screen. This sign here, whatever that is, God, get away from that. Now what I don't like about this angle is all of this over here. So I'm gonna try from the other side. Yeah, I think this will work. 'Cause what I can do is, see the tracks over here? I can have these kind of go to this corner, and then those lead right up into the train. And I think this is why, you know, taking pictures of trains and things are so popular, because, you know, the tracks themselves, typically you have nice repeating patterns, and then the trains, you know, any kind of heavy equipment is always interesting. So I'm gonna frame a shot something like this, see what I can do. Alright, let's take a look inside this caboose. I'm going to do a vertical shot. And I'm going to put the camera right up against the glass to reduce any kind of potential glare. Now, I've dialed in a -1 exposure comp, but I'm also going to dial in 1 stop of aperture, so from f2 to f2.8. Because I noticed that this camera is a hair bit sharper at 2.8. And we have enough light to do that. I'm having a little trouble coming up with a composition for this chain link against this wheel. So I'm pulling out my notes to see if I can get any ideas from this. Because I wrote down all the composition rules. Well, probably not all of them, but a lot of them. The rule of thirds, I didn't see anything. There's definitely no symmetry. Maybe there's a curve with diagonal lines, leading lines, triangles, frame in a frame, no. Contrasting colors, no. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. We might have to just go front and center or do a macro shot. Let me look again. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this. I like the patterns in the wheel, and I like the chain. So I think I'll just have the chains leading into the wheel and try not to get any of the modern day background in as best I can. Maybe something like this. Okay, what I like to do is just kind of survey the area and see what I can find. And right behind me here, there's some icicles. And then over here behind me, there's some foliage. And then right up here above me, we have some power lines, and then there's a trail down here. So let's see what I can do with all of those elements. Maybe together, maybe individually, I'm not sure. I'll have to start framing it. Okay, so we're starting with the icicles, and I like the red color and the black and the white. There's lots of nice contrast here. But what I don't want to get is this artificial sort of modern day lighting in the picture. So I think what I'll do is I'll frame it down a little bit like this. And how do I get the red in there? Maybe get closer. Yeah, that'll work. Let me try something in this area. Alright, this scene behind me has a bench and some foliage and snow and everything, so I gotta be able to do something with this. I mean, this would be a nice shot if there wasn't just like this modern glass building behind it. So I don't like that. Let me try and come around the other side and see. Alright, it really wasn't much better on this side. I'll walk over here and see. I like these two trees here. Maybe just get the corner of the bench. Okay, so that's the caboose, the foliage, the bench. What do we got left? These power lines. Let's try this. Okay, so I did the best I can with that. I'm gonna walk down this street. There's some interesting architecture in here. Oh, we have the penguins. Okay, I'm gonna do my best not to get all this other stuff. So I'm gonna crop down here and do a typical rule of thirds, because this is basically a portrait shot. And I love the color in here. Kind of like what I see here. Try and compose something. Because brick and symmetry here. So we have texture and we have some symmetry. And rule of odds, because there's 3 chairs, 3 tables, etc. I just kind of turned the corner and I saw this church over here. I'm gonna see if I can get a little closer without getting run over. There's a little cabinet here with books in it. Alright, so I had to kind of come in from the outside. It was getting too cold, but that last picture was a focus stacking mode in the microscope mode on the TG-5, so it takes several pictures at different focus points and puts them together for you to try to give you a sharper image. And it looked pretty good on the back of the screen, but the TG-5 has a polarized live view screen, and I was wearing polarized sunglasses. So a lot of the images that I took were a bit underexposed or overexposed, and I was having trouble composing because I would tilt the camera a little bit and then the screen would kind of go black because of the cross polarizing effect. And you know, and that's one of the reasons I'm going out on these photo walks, is because you really need to get to know the camera well, and that's something I've never heard anybody mention before. And I think that's because a lot of reviewers, they get these cameras for free from Olympus or whatever, and then they use them for a week or two, and then they think they can do a review on it. And, you know, yeah, some of them do a good job, but little things like that, right? Like the screen is polarized. I don't think anybody mentioned that. Alright, so as usual, thanks again for watching. You know, leave some feedback and comments below or recommendations for me. I always enjoy that. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.